here. And that's you.
Zak Phelps is with me. We're talking about a game that Epic is publishing. Epic is a publisher now, and Donald Mustard recently had a big discussion with all of us, telling us how Epic has got 6 games in the pipeline.
That's right.
This is one of them,
That's
Fortnite,
right.
but it's been in the pipeline since when?
We've been developing for almost 6 years now.
What do you do when you develop for 6 years? What is your Monday to Friday like when you're making a game for 6 years?
Well, essentially Monday to Friday is crunching all the time, making the best game that we can because we're super excited about it.
Okay,
and you know what? Like honestly, why wouldn't you want the very best game that Epic Games could make?
I do want that. Has this been a question of a game that you spec'd out one way and said, no, we think it should go in this direction, and you had to scrub work and start again, or how did this process go?
Yeah, so essentially what we did is, we started with a core game jam concept.
Yeah.
When we had that game jam concept, we had something that we thought was really unique and really exciting. As we brought that forward, we got the core concept really nailed, the exploring, building, defending. That was probably 18 months, maybe 24 months in, where we really nailed that. We got to a shooting experience we were excited about. We got to a building experience we were excited about. And then we got into the next phase of okay, right around that time, Epic was like, okay, guys, we're super excited. We think the industry is changing. Maybe we should start thinking about free to play. And so then at that point, and we were thinking about, man, how do we get to a wider player base? How do we bring it to PC? How do we become a publisher? And so then we're like, okay, so let's start rethinking, how do we take this core experience, this harvesting, exploration, building, defending, how do we take it to the next level?
Yeah.
And that's where the 2-year game that we had in development became a 5-year game in development, because then we had to go back and think about how do we make it free to play? How do we make it so we have a really core, great progression? How do we get 300 hours of game experience in there? And that's where we're at today. And now we're ready to bring it into early access, paid early access for anybody that's super excited about what we're doing to come in and try it out.
So this is not vaporware, it is realware, and it's people are playing this game right now. Actually, behind those doors they are right now. For people that don't know, and I think that's part of the challenge right now. I think a lot of people don't know because it's been in and out of sort of public eye for a while. Yeah. What is Fortnite?
So Fortnite fundamentally is an exploration, building, defending game. You go into the world, you explore, you harvest, you gather resources, and then you go and you build a really cool fort. You defend it against hordes of monsters. You do that with your friends, co-op game experience. You can also do it solo.
It's a sandboxy type of experience, right? Like there's a lot of, without having to put a label on the thing, there's a lot of different ways to play this game.
Yeah, it's very true. I think the key thing that people need to know is that fundamentally it is an RPG at heart.
Okay.
And that's something that's very different about a lot of the survival games out there right now.
Yeah.
It's not like any other survival game. It's much more like a core RPG where you come in and you experience it with your friends. And you guys are going to play a long period of time. We've had players in the game for over 20 months now, and they've played hundreds and hundreds of hours. Our top end players have played over 1,000 hours of Fortnite.
This might be the most focus tested video game in the history of video games.
Look, we want to do this thing right, and we're super excited about it. And so our players have given us a ton of feedback. We're super excited about it.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into that next phase. The players are invaluable. We're really reconsidering. We want to be super humble as developers.
Yeah.
The players are who we're making this game for,
Yeah.
and that's what we're excited about. And so as we get that feedback, we've been revving and making the game even better every step of the way.
Did you guys know it was going to be a 5-year development thing? Like, did you guys make the call at 2-year that we needed to go to 5-year, or did it just start to expand in features and art and all this stuff?
No, it depends upon who you ask. If you ask me, we knew 3 years ago it was going to take us 3 years to get here. We were confident in the scope. When we said 300 hours, we knew that was going to take us to this point in time to really accomplish that. That said, along the way, we got really excited a couple times, and we talked a little bit louder about it than maybe everybody would want of us to have. But but that happens when you're so excited about something. It's really hard not to share it.
Yeah, I mean that, and I don't penalize developers for doing that. You guys are crazy, like Don Quixote type, just insane people that come up up with crazy ideas and you try to make it work, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. Well, I saw this game a few years ago and played it and had a good time with it, and then it did disappear. But what I saw recently in this new trailer that's buzzing around right now, this game looks amazing. Is it Unreal Engine 4 technology or?
Yeah. So everything's built off Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah.
You know, and actually, 3 years ago, Unreal Engine 4 was just in its infancy, and so Fortnite was actually the initial test case for helping to develop the engine tech and kind of build it out. And so now, like other games have come out and sort of gotten ahead in some ways and kind of built out the rest of the engine. But Fortnite will be the first game released on Xbox One by Epic Games, and so that means that there's a lot of great tech going back into the engine right now from that endeavor, making our Xbox experience even better for our developers.
That's cool. Now you have a bunch of classes, and it plays a little bit like almost like a fusion of a little Minecrafty with a little Team Fortress kind of vibe. So take us into the sort of choices that you can make and the game styles that represents.
Yeah. So we have 4 classes. We have a constructor, a soldier, ninja, and an outlander, and each one of those classes sort of has unique capabilities. So the constructor is the builder of the game. The soldier is the run and gun. The ninja basically pops into the middle of the battle, takes out any infantry, takes out artillery, pops out. And then our outlander is the best at harvesting, gathering stuff, finding unique treasure in the world. Each one of those characters, we have 116 different types of those characters in the game that players can collect over a long period of time. They level those characters up through play, which is super exciting. There's different rarities of all those characters, so you can find a really legendary outlander that's super unique, and then level him up over hundreds of hours of play.
That's awesome. When I see this game and I've played it, I feel like you guys, obviously it's free to play, so you don't have to spend a dime on this thing, which is nuts. But there is this kind of like idea of like Epic is proving itself, that it can be its own publisher and just develop something fun. And it seems like the pressure to like just make oodles and oodles of cash doesn't seem to be the first thing that you think about when you play this game.
Right. No, it's not, It's interesting because we're entering into a paid early access, so that there's definitely the question of like, hey, why are we going into a paid early access when it's going to be a free-to-play game?
Yeah.
And part of the reason we're talking about free-to-play is we want players to know, what, we don't think the game's 100% ready yet. Yeah. And part of this is like, how do we allow players that are super excited about what we're doing, because we've got something that we're excited about. Yeah. How do we let them come in and help us develop this thing and give us feedback, because we want to listen, we want to do that.
Yeah.
From a revenue standpoint, for us, it's just about like providing the best player value. Yeah. We believe if we can provide the player with something super unique, super exciting, they're going to reciprocate back and help us out.
It's the only choice you really got, right? You kind of have to build the trust and earn the trust and deliver on all of this stuff at this stage, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that's cool. So what in your wildest dreams happens with Fortnite now? It becomes, something that everybody on all these different platforms gravitates to, and you guys have sequel ideas, and this becomes an animated TV show and a movie. Like, what do you want to do with it?
Oh man, actually, so at the moment, I just want to get the game out there for players to play,
right.
And then we have in our minds, this is 5 years. This game is going to last 5 years, and we're going to continue to work on it, continue to iterate it, and build out some amazing features that players are going to be super excited about. Yeah. Animated TV show, that would be pretty fun, wouldn't it? That'd be really neat.
Well, I'm looking forward to actually getting the almost finished product, because I know there's still new stuff coming, and sitting down and spending some real time. It's always looked good, and I'm glad it's almost here.
The people need you. Rescue survivors and give them a home. Defend them with everything you've got. Don't seek shelter. Make it.